tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You hear some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Welcome back to my family and friends all over. It's so good to be back with you on this Tuesday. The week is definitely flying by. I'm just getting my links up here so that we don't miss anybody here this evening. Yeah. How's your Tuesday been going? Productive at work? Looking forward to the weekend? Looking forward for the long weekend? Hey. Yep. We're going to get some ease here. I understand where parking at the airport is concerned. Got some news to tell you about that if you missed it. Maybe you saw the advantages of that this morning if you were one of the, I don't know whether or not you call it lucky or unlucky traveling anymore. Worse if you're going to the United States and certain airports. There you go. Okay. All links are up and gone. But yeah, welcome. Good evening. If you're traveling, we're seeing where some issues are happening in the U.S. with some airports. People who are traveling and leaving for early morning flights like 7, 8 o'clock, they are actually going to the airport at midnight. Yeah, midnight. And then certain airports, they are actually over the PA system, like asking people to, if they can, to like reschedule their flights because it's that bad. Yeah. So I don't know if you've got plans for traveling over the Easter weekend, just be careful and be prepared based on where you're going, of course, to one, get to the airport at least 4 to 5 hours before you travel. And in certain airports, if you could extend, give yourself some bandwidth. Like if you're working, tell your employers, look, this trip has been planned, but you know what's happening with travel around the world. I could hit a snag or two. Yes. Well, welcome one and all as you decide you just trickle on in here. Welcome to another episode of Sabrina Speaks, Voices of the Islands, Conversations for the World, and the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration takes center stage. I'm Sabrina, and it's good to be back with you on this fabulous Tuesday, brought to you live from the beautiful Cayman Islands, right here on CMR TV platform. And, you know, this conversation is a continuation by extension. It came about yesterday in yesterday's episode. And what we're going to be doing this evening, my aim this evening in this episode, is something important. Yeah, we picked that up yesterday. Something that we don't often do enough as a country. And what that is, I'm talking about, like what I did yesterday, went back to 2017, not realizing it would have sucked me back further to 2008. We're looking back at a moment in our history. That's what I want to cover this evening into this evening's episode. In our history, when Caymanians came together across the districts, across backgrounds, across generations and said, let's plan our future. Yes. And that future was Vision 2008. That document wasn't just a document. It was a national effort. Yes. It was Caymanians sitting around tables and community halls and classrooms, having in district meetings, talking honestly about what they loved, what they feared, what they hoped this country could become. And here's the part that should give everyone a sense of pride, because we did have a roadmap. We created one with our own hands. We just didn't follow it. Because Vision 2008 was launched during the administration back then, led by the Honorable Truman Bodden. We declared that here yesterday, who supported the creation of the long-term national plan. That's exactly what that is. And then it was later, after doing some more research, later that plan was completed and presented by Honorable Makiva Bush, who served at that time as leader of government business beginning back in 2001, and he at that time was one of the elected leaders who received the final Vision 2008 report. Now, that is a matter of public record, and the plan was formally handed over to the government during his term. Now, this isn't political commentary. It's simply the historical timeline of how that actual document moved through our system. But the real story tonight isn't about any one politician. It's about the hundreds of Caymanians, teachers, fishermen, civil servants, business owners, young persons who poured their ideas into this national vision for these islands. And what they actually signaled was that they warned us about traffic. They warned us about development pressure, and they warned us about the critical erosion of housing, affordability, and the need for long-term planning. And they saw the future coming, and they tried to prepare us for it. And here we are, now in 2026. We're feeling the impact of one of the things we didn't act on. But guess what? Here's the good news. Cayman is still very strong. We see that every day. Caymanians are still resilient as well. And we still have the power to shape what comes next. So, in this episode, we're not pointing fingers, and we're not rewriting history. We're simply learning from it together. So I invite you to stick with me. Let us unpack Vision 2008. Let's look at what we had planned, what we missed, and where we are today. So, you're always welcome to jump in on the conversation, be it by WhatsApp or you comment on any platform that you're streaming us live on. Give us a call as well, 936-8255. That's 345-936-8255 to share your thoughts, your voice, because it definitely matters. You asked for it and I'm delivering it. But guess what? The content you're about to hear, including any discussions or opinions from myself, guests, and our participants, is intended solely for general informational and entertainment purposes. It's not a substitute for professional legal, medical, or financial advice. So I encourage you to consult with a qualified professional regarding any specific concerns. Bridge Media Limited and all its affiliates disclaims all liability for any decisions or actions taken in reliance on the information presented. Before going into Vision 2008, because I know based on the messages that I got and the conversations that ensued afterwards, we opened the door. And I am so happy it definitely made the decision right there and then to bring it up again today. But before going into that, let's take a look at this evening's weather. Yes, the synopsis calls for moderate to fresh winds along with moderate to rough seas are expected across the Cayman area through tonight into tomorrow as the pressure gradient remains tight. A small craft advisory remains in effect, and a surface trough is expected to pass south of the area tonight through Wednesday, increasing cloudiness and triggering a few showers from time to time. Radar imagery shows some showers to the south of Grand Cayman. The forecast for tonight calls for cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall near the mid-70s. Winds will be northeast 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. A small craft advisory will remain in effect for tonight and into tomorrow. Tomorrow's forecast, clouds calls for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of afternoon showers. Temperatures will rise near the mid to low 80s. Winds will be northeast 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Some seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. There will be a low tide at 8:29 this evening and a high tide at 4:03 a.m. Another low will be at 10:33 in the morning. Sun will set at 6:33 this evening and sun will rise tomorrow morning at 6:25. Now, the outlook calls for a decrease in chance of showers as the high pressure system regains dominance across the area into Thursday. That wraps it up for your evening's weather. Thanks to our friends over there at the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Yes, we want to thank them for all of that good stuff, keeping us in the know. Now let's take a look at, I gave you a preview to what's news is making our headlines today from local, regional, and international. Yes, congratulations are in order to the Cayman Islands Fire Service is celebrating 4 sub-officers who have completed the Bronze Command JESEP training held earlier this month. The graduates are Christopher Jackson and Omar Bryan from the Aerodrome Division and Nicholas Peralta and Luke Wells from the Domestic Division. Bryan, Peralta, and Wells also earned Train the Trainer certification, increasing the number of JESEP trainers in the civil service to 15. The fire service commends their commitment and strengthening national emergency response. Congratulations are in order right there. Continuing with local news, the DG 5K series wraps up this Sunday, March the 29th, with the final race taking place at 6:30 a.m. in Grand Cayman. Now, this year's event is especially meaningful as it marks the last DG 5K under the leadership of Deputy Governor Honorable Frans Manderson. Now, participants will be running in support of 3 major charities: Special Olympics, the Breast Cancer Foundation, and Jasmine. Registration is $25 for adults and $10 for kids under 18 at racecaribbean.com. So if you want to get in on that and join in on that final race under the Deputy Governor, Mr. Frans Manderson, go to racecaribbean.com. Keeping it local, 3 Caymanian based professionals have been recognized in Captive Review's 2026 40 Under 40, underscoring the strength of the jurisdiction's captive insurance sector. Honorees include Jessica Powell of Aon, along with Jessica Dontas and Mark Alward of Global Captive Management. Now, their selection reflects the caliber of talent within IMAX membership and highlights Cayman's continued leadership in development, the next generation of global captive insurance professional. More on local news. The Treasury Department is advising the public that both the main office and the Treasury cashier counter will be closed on Friday, March the 27th to accommodate a staff retreat. Normal business hours will resume on Monday, March 30th, opening at 8:30 for the Treasury Department and the Ministry's office at 9 a.m. for the cashier counter. Public officials apologize for any inconvenience and thanks the public for their understanding. So any business happening, please remember Treasury Department will be closed on Friday and resume business hours on Monday. Cayman Islands Airport Authority has confirmed that long-term parking at Owen Roberts International Airport officially reopened this morning. Yes, the reopening will provide improved access and added convenience for travelers, especially during the busy spring travel period. Now, airport officials say that the upgraded facilities is now fully operational and ready to accommodate passengers needing extending parking options. And I know all of you'd be happy for that. In closing out our local segment, the Cayman Islands Minister of Employment and Immigration, Honorable Michael Miles, says more than 21,000 businesses are delinquent in pension contributions, owing an estimated $14 million. He warned that widespread noncompliance is adding pressure to government's welfare spending, which now exceeds $70 million a year. The minister says businesses have several months to regularize their affairs before January 2027, when pension and health insurance compliance checks will become mandatory across multiple agencies, replacing the current self-certifying system. We will definitely continue to follow that as we get more information on that. That's another requirement that will be coming out effective 2027. You've heard it here for yourself. So make sure you don't get caught off guard. We're going to keep it locked here. Okay. Turning our news over to international and regional news. Barbados has entered into a new double taxation agreement with Hong Kong, a move officials say will strengthen financial ties and attract increased Chinese investment. Minister of Finance Brian Strawn told Barbados today that the treaty expands Barbados' network to tax agreements, making the island an even more competitive jurisdiction for international business. He says the agreement positions Barbados to deepen its economic relationships with China and broaden future investment opportunities. Taking a look over now to Jamaica, Jamaica's Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, says that he's committed to a bipartisan approach to tackle the social decay and warns it could threaten the country's economic future. Holness notes that long-term stability requires cooperation across the political aisle, especially as the government works to address crime, community breakdown, and other social pressures. He says meaningful progress will depend on a unified national action. Keeping it over in the Caribbean, we turn our attention now to Antigua and Barbuda. Yes, Antigua and Barbuda has confirmed that general elections will be held within the next 90 days, marking or making a pivotal moment for the Twin Island nation. Prime Minister Gaston Brown and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party will return to the polls as voters weigh issues such as economic growth, the rising cost of living, and the country's role in a rapidly changing regional and global environment. Now, voters are now preparing for consequential democratic exercise. Turning it over to international news, CNN, yes, is now taking the spotlight as they embrace digital technology. CNN is reporting to be preparing to cut employees this week as part of CEO Mark Thompson's ongoing digital overhaul. Now, the restructuring is aimed at shifting the network towards a more modern, multi-platform news model with a stronger focus on streaming and digital content. While the number of affected staff is not yet being confirmed, the move is expected to be on one of the most significant steps in Thompson's broader transformation plan for the network. Yes. So if you think podcasting isn't making its way, look at what's happening right there. Yeah. Keeping it now in the United States. Yes, the United States Department of Agriculture is rolling out a new optional product of USA label for meat, poultry, eggs, and other foods that are raised and processed in the United States. Now, the updated standard is designed to give shoppers clearer information about where their food comes from. USDA officials say the move supports transparency, strengthens consumer confidence, and helps American farmers and ranchers by ensuring that the label accurately reflects the US-made products. And more in international news. I just want to please bear with me as I get the image up here for you because it will change as hurricane season approaches. Yes. The National Hurricane Center is introducing 2 new products for the 2026 hurricane season. The updated Hurricane Traccoon will now display inland U.S. tropical storm and hurricane watches and warnings, giving communities a way from the coast better awareness of wind threats. And for the first time, Hawaii will receive a dedicated storm surge watches and warnings. No officials say both of these changes are designed to improve preparedness and public safety as well. We know that we are susceptible to all of this, and we also tune into all of these media sites. Hence, I felt it was important. So if you notice a change, that's what the change is all about. Yes, so we'll keep you updated as well. Last but not least, this evening, I thought this was very important because Japanese researchers have achieved a major scientific milestone, successfully removing the extra copy of a chromosome 21, the genetic cause of Down syndrome, from human cells in a lab. Now, the team and me university used the CRISPR gene editing technology and reported that once the extra chromosome was removed, the cells began functioning more normally. Now, the study published in PNAS Nexus is not ready for clinical use, but scientists say it marks an important step in understanding how chromosome level editing might work in the future. Now, that wraps up this evening news for us here on Sabrina Speaks. And I hope that, as usual, you're informed and we remain connected with all that's happening. OMG. And there's so much going on around us. We all have to be so thankful. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to all of you who are just joining us. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to all of those who are celebrating milestones in their lives today. And of course, our thoughts and prayers and sympathies go out to all of those who are mourning the loss of a loved one, all of us, from all of us here on Sabrina Speaks. Yes. Good evening, Marshall. How are you? Happy Tuesday to you. How are you doing? Annie's in the house. Good evening to you as well. Hi, Connie Bonnie. Good evening, Auntie Sabrina Speaks. A kinder, gentler world. You are so right. OMG, it's mayhem out there. It's chaos. But you know what? We take it in small strides. It's a different vibe over here. Hey, Jimbo. Hello. What a much more different, and yes, I believe Pleasant Island. And it would be if the vision from 2008 had been followed through as many Caymanians people wanted. And Jimbo, we're going to definitely dissect it. And we're going to try to do some comparisons with where we are today coming back. But context matters. And that is why, starting the conversation from 2017 yesterday, look at what it opened. Like I said, it opened a door, brought up this vision 2008. We researched it in real time. And thanks for you for the continuation. That caller was very instrumental. Have other commitments this evening, even though committed to joining us. They will be joining us tomorrow. But I felt that it still mattered for me to deliver this so that it all ties in into one big story. And we can, of course, we can always continue it here. The phone lines will be open at any point in time. Anyone is welcome to weigh in on this, share your thoughts. We need to hear them. And definitely, is it too late? Let that question stick in. Can we still move forward? Can it be modernized? We can all discuss that. But thank you. Thank you. The commentary that came in last night warrants the continuation of the discussion. And that's why we'll dig into it a little deeper. Yes. Aliano, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Damian Charles. Oh my, CNN, more spread of propaganda. They're changing up their model. It's more subscription now. So you'll have a choice, Damian Charles. And hopefully it's real meat, not lab grown. What a mess. I seen where that is real. Now, and it's been for a while now, and plant-based as well. We're not only talking about the soy stuff. A lot of the stuff is being altered. So you don't even know what to do now, Damian Charles. Good to see you. Thank you for weighing in. Please keep your comments coming in as well. Jimbo says, hopefully their AI journalistic approach will be more effective, more unbiased, and offering whole news stories and not just cut and paste reporting. CNN has lost a lot of their credibility. Well, let's see, Jimbo. Maybe this change in how they're planning for the long term. Thompson's claims to have his fix. We'll definitely have to continue to watch that space, but you're quite right. We need a lot more unbiased news reporting nowadays. Hence why I take a certain stance, and I'm not a news outlet. We are just Sabrina Speaks, 2 hours of creating that safe space for you to weigh your opinions and, of course, thought-provoking conversations and topics as we look at the world and grow in this space. Damian Charles, it is a pleasure to have you, my love. Inspiring good evening, teacher. I'm in front seat listening. And you are so inspiring. Yes, it's good to have you join us as we continue to live, grow, respect each other, comment, and in this space, it is just amazing where I actually come up with some of these topics to highlight here whilst keeping abreast of the news and so forth, and based on conversations that is shared, thanks to all of you, that we have the hunger. You see the appetite for more into this. And who would have thought, even though we talk about Vision 2008, that when you look at it now under what we can almost say a microscope, line by line, with what we're infamous of doing here, that it would be so relevant today. And people are like, holy crap, where did we go wrong? Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we just where is the political will? And then what we're trying to do is temper the emotion, bring it back to reality, and hope those that are now in play will actually see the importance of this document. We don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel. You already have a document. We can modernize it. And as we continue this episode and in this discussion, you will see ways where, it's relevant today. All of the things are there. And it was funny because I was in a conversation just before coming live, and it was saying, like, what areas or what ministries, to be specific, would this document be relevant to? Now, I could be honest with you. What I saw in the Vision 2008 is that it's straight across the board. When you talk about infrastructure, when you talk about education, when you talk about housing, when you talk about population growth and immigration and tourism and banking and all that sort of stuff, there's not one ministry that I could say back then that you could say it wouldn't have a stake today in 2026. So even though labels, these ministries that we have now in operation, even with not as much members of cabinet in place at that time, even today in 2026, fast forwarding to now, every ministry would have actually been mentioned here in this Vision 2008. But before getting ahead of ourselves, let's take it back a few steps as I continue to monitor your comments, because I want you to be participating in this. And we just get along for context and sharing exactly. And we know that there were some key people, Ms. Joy Basdeo, who played a significant part in this, in putting it together. And we want to give them our thanks, and all of the other stakeholders as well. And for everyone that came out to make this document, we want to thank them for their participation. And what will be interesting is that what we got from this is that this national plan was created by our very own people. Yes, this Vision 2008 was created by our very own people. And at that time in 2008, when you did the population, when you have involved in this document over 250 people, 16 round tables, district meetings, and months of consultation that was led then by Ms. Joy Basdeo, as I said at the intro. When you weigh that now to, let's say, digital platform, town hall meetings, as we call them, we were with all this technology there, and then people came out. And that is why that 250 persons, plus all of these district meetings and all that sort of stuff, was critical when you did the population then, technology then versus now. What has happened where involvement and participation is concerned? Some may say, Sabrina, well, look at it. What do you mean? What do you mean has happened? We had a perfect plan in 2008. It never went anywhere. What do you mean what has happened? You're talking about it now 25 years after the fact. What do you mean what has happened? Nobody listens. Nobody cares. I've heard that side. I've heard that side. And I can't disagree with you with having those feelings if that's how you feel. Some people are actually, it's like their souls have been ripped out because hindsight is 2020 when they realize what was contained in this document and why it never went anywhere. Why wasn't it continued being built on? And like in a conversation that I was having just now, the example was given, the man who invented, and I'm paraphrasing now, the bicycle wheel only invented, let's say, the bicycle wheel. We're just using this as an example. Did you see anybody else try to change the wheel of the bicycle wheel? Did it go square? Did it go triangle? Did it go rectangular? They only improved on it. In that context, the wheel would have been this document. Making improvements on it is what they were alluding to. Alfred Reel, good evening. Welcome to you. Good evening, Auntie Sabrina. I remember Vision 2008 when I was a little boy in primary school. We had to do some exercise where we imagined what Cayman would look like then. I wrote an essay wishing for a bridge between North Side and West Bay. Oh, really? Thank you for sharing that. And you know, that came up numerous of times during political campaigns as well. And what we ended up with are bypasses, which now is going to get started. But again, the sensitivity and the ecosystem in the North Sound, of course. But here you are as a young child back there. And then that's what you imagined. It'll be interesting to get your feedback at this age. Would you still go forward with that imagination? Give me your comment to that, my friend. What would you do now? Would you put that imagination to make that become a reality now? Damien Charles says, true. Jim, not just for views, but real journalism and not actors and activists spreading an agenda. Oh, that's on the CNN thing. That's a part of the news headlines. Hey, Miss Dorothy, good evening to you, my love. It's always good to have you here. Arthur is saying, people drown in water, yet they expect us to drink it. That's profound, Arthur. Yeah, that is profound. Damien Charles say, that was before 2008 and things and times change with geopolitics. Yeah, and they continue to change, Damien, to be honest with you. Good evening. How are you, Andrew? Good to see you here. Yes, Damien Charles, but the tires change. Yes, the quality, but the whole concept remains the same, is what the analogy is pointing forward to. They've even added motors to them. Remember, we got the whole thing now where these scooters and stuff are now being regulated, but it's the same concept. Even suitcases, it's still round, smaller. Yeah, that's the whole idea. But what we need to look at is that it was at this time that this document came about. It was from 1999 that it started to 2008. So even though it was the Vision 2008, we were having these discussions in 1998, 1999. We did have a roadmap. But can you honestly say whether or not we followed it? At this point in time, we can actually say we didn't follow it. Yes. Because when you look at the main pillars of what that document was calling for, the major pillars that were outlined in the Vision 2008 covered environment, social development, education. Listen to this. Culture and identity. What is the biggest talk right now around immigration reform? Culture and identity. We were having this conversation back in 1999, and that was a part of the Vision 2008. More pillars were economic diversification, infrastructure and transportation, as brought up by Andrew Campbell yesterday. Governance and transparency was also a pillar. Yes, these were the major pillars of Vision 2008. Environment, social development, education, culture and identity, economic diversification, infrastructure and transportation, governance and transparency. And when you talk about all of these things, it warned us about traffic. Yes, it did. The Vision 2008 document pointed out that Cayman's roads were already getting crowded back in the late 1990s. And the plan warned that if we didn't modernize public transportation and get ahead of it, plan ahead, traffic would eventually become a major problem. Yes, that's how low, that is how basic the warnings were, the signals were given back then. And here we are in 2026. We're living exactly what they predicted. We're seeing extended commutes, bottlenecks, and roads struggling to keep up with the growth. We're seeing it. Yeah. It also warned about overdevelopment. Yeah. Because in the Vision 2008, the plan also warned that development needed to be balanced and carefully managed. And what has happened is that Cayman was growing fast even then from what they saw. And Vision 2008 said that without long-term controls in this document, that the Cayman Islands could end up with more buildings than infrastructure or even environment that could support. Yes. Can you imagine? This is like opening a time capsule. Just predicting the future that we are now living in. And when you fast forward to today, many people feel the pace of development has outgrown the island size. I see it all the time here in the comments. Yes, I see it all the time. Alfred says, now what I would do is build modern public transport system fit for Cayman, a ferry system for across the North Sound, and putting tolls in place along the arterials during peak traffic hours. I still want my bridge though. It's your imagination. Yes. Damian Charles comments and says, Cayman major revenue is what are after finance and tourism for government coffers? Work permit fees, food and drink. Forget real estate and stamp duty. Yes. Yes, Damian Charles. Another thing that was highlighted in this document was cultural erosion. Yes. The Vision 2008 document highlighted concerns about our very own Caymanian culture becoming overshadowed. You hear what I'm saying? The word overshadowed. Vision 2008 highlighted the concerns that the Caymanian culture becoming overshadowed as population grew and became more diverse. We have how much nationalities right now amongst us? And that document also stressed the importance of protecting traditions, teaching of our history, and keeping our identity strong. Kudos go out to the Minister of Education right now for distributing books, for teaching, for taking the Cayman Islands folk singers to the schools and that sort of stuff, and reintroducing, and you could say reintroducing our culture to the school-age children, because that has been lost. Yes, kudos to him for providing books and actually creating that atmosphere where our kids from that age can actually see where we're coming from. Yes, because today, many of our very own Caymanians say that they feel less connected with the culture that we grew up in. And that's exactly the kind of shift the plan tried to prevent. Yes. We're hearing it on the various talk shows. What have we changing? What have we come to? I couldn't help to hear. I was listening to Sandra this morning, where you're hearing, and I've seen the comments here whenever immigration comes up, that the scamming and all of that sort of stuff is going on, and how certain things can be bought within government departments. You just need to have the right connect. When have we gotten there? Not to tell you that it didn't exist back in the day, but what I'm saying, it is almost as though it is a free for all right now. And are we blaming that on any one nationality? Yeah. But the Vision 2008 documents, let me go back round. That document stressed the importance of protecting our traditions, our teaching of our history, and keeping our identity strong. And when you look at the certain behaviors and stuff like that, you gotta wonder if the outside influences hasn't altered exactly certain things that has now diluted our traditions and who we are. Yes, you have to wonder how much influence that has not played on some of the behaviors that we're seeing being displayed even in the workplace. Yes, there's one thing about defending your identity and defending your turf, but there's another thing when you do questionable things that really brings you to question really who your mama is, what jib you cut from. Yes, you have to wonder if it really has not played on what we have become and who we're producing. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Tartarian says, I want to get this. Damien Charles says, are sand worth more than oil? Tartarian says, I too suggested a bridge from East End to West Bay without destroying the environment, never a road through the forest. And now I say no to it because on the other end, we have lost so much land. Damien Charles says, a real Caymanian history instilled identity and pride. My point. I'm loving it that you're following where I'm getting, what I'm getting to, because we can't protect our culture and our traditions if we're heavily influenced removal of certain things that made us, that preserved our identity, who we are, that has been lost. We have heard it so much from even the schools, in our buildings, how we interact with each other, in our restaurants and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, when who we are becomes diluted in those spaces, this is exactly what happens. Don says, yeah, I know where you're coming from. We are all retired. Mm-hmm. Who your mama is. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. We have a WhatsApp commenter saying that they wrote a poem titled Who Your Mama Is. Mm-hmm. Andrew's commenting. He says, we have limited amount of land. We take this call. Good evening, caller. Welcome. You're live on Sabrina Speaks.
Good evening. I have like 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
Right. As I hear you speaking about the cultural degradation of the Caymanian society, it almost feels as though it is a planned attack, because, and they can curse me for it, and I'm okay with that. You see, this Cayman kind, it has been used as a tool to excuse bad behavior, to explain away the blatant disrespect for Cayman and Caymanians. And I'm not talking about what Caymanians are entitled to. The law is specific in what Caymanians are entitled to, right? I'm talking about who we are as basic humans, not suggesting that because I'm Caymanian, I am more better than Sabrina that is from South Africa. I'm not suggesting that, right? I do believe that West is the best district, let me be clear. I'm sorry. apart, right? I do believe that. I do believe that we are a little bit set apart, and we are God's chosen people, and West Bay is God's country. Okay, right? But that aside, but we see it in, like you said, in the schools on a daily basis, where we've gone from saying Miss Sabrina and yes, ma'am, to we on a first name basis, like our teachers, our equals.
Yeah.
We on a first name basis. I had an incident, and my daughter at the time was 6 years old, and the teacher said she didn't want Ariana to she didn't want her to call her mom. I said, well, do you want her to call you sir? And she laughed, and she said, what do you mean? I said, well, it's mom or sir. Pick your pronoun. Because in this country, we say yes, mom, no, mom, yes, sir, no, sir, please, and thank you. Mom is a word in this country. But it's simple things like that we have allowed, I think, other nationalities, and I don't care who it offends, because that's not my intention. It is my observation in what I've seen as a natural, what feels like a natural degradation of our culture. Simple things as manners. You get into an elevator that is chock full of people.
Yes. Yeah.
And good evening, they don't even grunt. They don't even grunt, Sabrina. They will knock you down to pass you and don't even say, excuse me. They will bump into you, run into you, and look at you as if you're the one in the wrong, or as if you've done something wrong, when all needs to happen is common courtesy, common decency, respect, and good manners.
Yes.
My grandparents and my father says that to this day. Manners and respect will take you where no money in this world can ever take you. And I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten that. There are people who are slightly older than me, who have been in the working world a little bit before me, who I still refer to as Miss.
Yes.
And Mr.
Yes.
And say to me, you got to say yes, ma'am, to me. I said, if I met you as mom, they're going to be so.
Correct.
Not mom. You understand?
Yeah.
And people may say, oh, well, that's not really a big deal. But the minute that we start to alter what that looks like, and we start to allow a sliding scale of who deserves respect and who doesn't deserve respect, right? I make it clear to my children, anybody that you think or see that look older than you is an adult. And I'm giving nobody a pass to, disrespect my children, right? But what I'm definitely not endorsing is my children to disrespect anybody. And I have made it abundantly clear to them. So if anybody won't take my children to task, of course they're going to go through me. But never in their wildest dreams do they ever, at least while they're a minor, make it cross their mind that they're going to take it on their head to disrespect any adult. That's not happening. That ain't happening. But again, Sabrina, we keep moving the line in the sand keeps moving about what becomes acceptable and what is accepted. And well, Sabrina is okay with her children being out. Forgive me, this is not true. I'm just using it as an example. It's okay with her 16-year-old children being out at Cayman till 12 o'clock. And guess what? I am not here to criticize how Sabrina parents her children. That's not my business. That's really not my business. But again, back in the day, even in my day, and I ain't trying to age you, but you're older than I am. We know that certain places were not for us. Certain times, our behinds had to be in the house.
Oh yeah.
We knew that. You're not even gonna make it cross your mind to ask to go, because the answer was no.
Forget it.
What I would say, you want to go, wait, you go get them books. Go in. You want to go dance? Better dance in them books.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not an old fogey. I'm not old up, as my children like to say. But what I believe that the values that my parents have instilled in me, I never liked them, nor did I appreciate them, nor did I even understand them at that time. But those values have shaped who we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think some of us turned out so bad, Sabrina.
Nope.
We not been to prison. Most of us not been to the mental asylum. I would say for the most part we're doing an okay job with our children. Not perfect, but we're doing an okay job. So some of what they thought to do had to have been working, Sabrina. At least I'm going to choose to believe that. In my specific case, I'm going to choose to believe that. But again, the sliding scale on which manners and respect operate is just a small part of why our culture continues to be eroded. I mean, if you come here, I've walked into a government building. I actually visited a government facility today. And the woman darts out of the door and said, "How can I help?" Like, I don't know, like I had ordered something, like I didn't bring her lunch, or I don't know, she must have thought that I was cooking turtle meat or something. I don't know. That's the conclusion that I come into. People vex up because I'm not bringing them food or something. Right? But what I'm saying is this is becoming progressively more acceptable, and you're hearing from our younger Caymanians, "Shh, don't say that. You leave her alone. Stop telling that to people, children." Whereas before, if you saw my child out cutting up, and you say, "Oh, listen to me, you stop that right now. Do let me call your parents."
I remember as a student going to school, I only knew Miss Kidd, Miss Levy, Mr. Saunders, Miss Bromfield, Mr. Beckles, Mr. Spooner. Well, I'm timelining myself now. But when you even heard, like my mother was very close friends with Miss Kidd, may her soul rest in peace, through the church. And she would say like, "Shirley," I would be looking at her, "Who's Shirley?" It sounded weird because even though they were on age, I was not accustomed to that. We only knew them by their last name. And even now that I'm older, it's the hardest thing for me exactly like to say, like if I see Miss Carrie Nixon now, because of her very own title back in the day. Even Mr. Manderson, for example, the hardest thing for me to say is Franz. I have to say Mr. Manderson. I have to say Miss Nixon. Even Miss Dolce. Even if I say Dolce, it's a miss before it. You understand? It is the hardest thing for me to call people.
But understand when I say people may not appreciate the small how small that is, right? But as we progress, and I don't even know if you can call this progress, right? I feel like it's regression, because if you can think that a generation, we're continuously losing generations of manners and respect, I don't understand how that can be considered progression, because respect is human decency and dignity. For us Caribbean people, it goes a little bit deeper, right? And to continue to see that being lost and eroded, I can't point one finger and say, well, it's the South Africans, it's the English, it's the Canadian. I can't, right? But I'm just saying that all of this seemed to start to go out the door when all of that started to come through the door. So there's, I think, one natural assumption, and no matter how much I am instilling it
into your the environment,
we are outnumbered. We are outnumbered in our own environments where this is not colloquial, where this is not the norm, and it's not a part of their culture, right? And And I appreciate that people can only, teach what they know. They can only teach what they know.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. But surely, if you walk into an elevator and somebody says, "Hey, morning," you look at them almost offended.
I was shown a place the other day, and I was looking at a place, and I walked into an area where there was a gentleman sitting down, and of course, good afternoon. Let me tell you, I totally get what you're saying.
That was a curse word.
It was
a
like,
curse
what's
word.
wrong with you? It's like I did something wrong, and of course, I was with another Caymanian individual, and they did their best to maintain their composure of being professional, but our eyes made four, and we're like, what did we do wrong? I wasn't intruding at all. I was just being polite. I came into the space and I said, good afternoon.
But Sabrina, but what I find that's happening, instead of us saying, no, I am holding fast
to that, yeah,
what I was taught, we are starting to assimilate
mm-hmm.
to the behavior that's being imported.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's fast becoming the norm. Like, if I see your children out there cutting up, I know, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Right? But now, the children will fight you.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
That speaks a lot.
Where did that come from?
That speaks a lot jointly with survival, one, and two, what's happening where they're coming from. We can't just put the onus on the government in the classroom
100%.
when
100%.
it is a shared responsibility. That speaks a lot more of where they're coming from and the environment of which they're coming out of. And remember, it's not those old school teachers that we had. It's a different breed that we now have. And I'm not telling you that we don't have some good teachers, but we know they got teachers and we got teachers. It all depends.
100%. But I was told a story, I would say fairly recently, since the school term began, where the teacher locked up her arms and told them, I don't give a F. What on a learn? Whatever happens, I'm getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm sorry. That is not acceptable. She need to go find a different job. I'm sorry. You are the adult in this situation. Your brain and all of your reasoning centers would have formed. Now, am I suggesting that some of these children are disrespectful and is fought?
Yeah.
100%. But adults are put in positions of authority because the government has decided that their reasoning skills exceed those of children. So you should, the prison system will say otherwise, but you should at least, from a reasoning perspective, be able to reasonably make a better decision than a child left in your care or under your watch. Right? And for me, that is the whole thing. But I think we kind of a little bit there off topic, but back to the degradation of the culture. People are offended. People are offended. Where I visited Panama. I have never seen I've never visited another country that celebrates their heritage the way Panama does. You can be in the mall and there's somebody in there doing some cultural performance. You're in the mall. Right? People are offended to talk about Cayman Day. What's Cayman Day? We're not do. I think one of the private schools recently made a move to cancel Cayman Day. But they don't have a problem taking Cayman money from Caymanian children and Caymanian parents. They're not going to problem with that. But we can't celebrate the country that has given so much to you. Really? Simple things like that. And that is the message and the narrative that's being pushed down the pipeline and sidelining Cayman and everything culturally Cayman. And don't get me started on that Cayman kind. If someone went back into your car and go about their business, what happened to your Cayman kind? I'm like, what the world? You know, somebody.
How much time are we going to turn the other cheek?
Well, this is for me beyond turning the other cheek, Sabrina. This is like Cayman kind being used as like carte blanche to just, obliterate everything Caymanian. So for me, this is beyond that. It's like a seizing of Caymanian culture seems to what they want to be the norm. I mean, I could go on ad nauseum about the amount of and we often hear it in the other direction, Caymanians being hateful to expatriates. But I don't hear very many people get up and talk about how poorly they were treated as a Caymanian by an expatriate, or how degrading they felt based on comments that they either overheard, directly heard, or were directly told. All of these things contribute to the degradation of our culture. It makes our children feel less than. It makes us feel less than. I had a friend tell me her husband, who is a dual citizen, applied for his job in Cayman with his U.S. passport, not because he didn't want him to think that he was Caymanian. He just wanted an opportunity to the only Caymanian in his firm. I'm like, what?
And he chose to use the American branding than his Caymanian branding.
You understand? But understand how defeated that we must feel. You and I had that conversation today. Siobhan Hyde. He ain't getting no acknowledgement. I ain't.
And I tried, guys. I tried.
No.
For the sake of
you can. No, you can sign that on the dotted line. I ain't. That's how passionate I feel about it, because I think that the government has an obligation to fix the mistake that was made, so that people like myself and my children don't feel marginalized or have to try to explain or show up with a document as a Caymanian to say I'm a Caymanian. And I know what Dana going to say, so Dana, please do not call him.
No, he's been
right.
He's been,
but he's in timeout. He's in a timeout chair.
He's in his personal timeout.
Yeah, right. And but again, I don't think that they understand how what may seem so subtle, insignificant, contributes to how to the value that or undervalue that can be attributed to not having a feeling of belonging, or to feel like this is significant or it is important. I already told you, I got one passport, one, sweetheart, one. That's it. I got one.
But Vision 2008 had us on a good path. I must say, Siobhan, it had us on a good path. Why?
Oh, it's real. I don't know. I told you why yesterday. We're not going down that rabbit hole today. I told you why. No political continuity, no political will, no political commitment. Between planning and execution, we fail miserably. We are the, what do you call them? Consultations?
Public consultations.
We are the consultation,
advisors.
Consultation capital of the world. We done got more consultations. We would have hired a consultant to figure out whether or not we should build a crosswalk. Pretty sure somebody already did that based on what I see happening.
Hmm.
right? But we have gone out and spent the country's money, and let me break down countries, your money, my children's money. We done spent more money on consultants and consultations and all kinds of things. None of them have been implemented. We're talking about Vision 2008. That's not going nowhere. Poor Trudeau is still here. Mr. Truman, God bless you, sir. It wasn't for the lack of trying.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't for the lack of vision that you heard what it means. Vision 2008. Vision.
Mm-hmm.
What the Bible said. The lack of knowledge, the people will
Shall
perish.
perish. Yes. Miss Anita was
Right?
asking
Knowledge.
if I could remind her which government was in, who the government was of the day, and when did it change the next election. Miss Anita, it was put forward by Ms. Joy Basday and the Honorable Truman Bodden. It was presented, the final document was presented by Honorable McKeeva Bush back in 2001. Now that's where it got a little blurred after 2001. So I just wanted to answer Miss Anita that you actually brought back that little history.
Yeah. But again, shifting priorities, competing priorities, but just understand that what could have been, and I think, and forgive me, I didn't get to listen to the first part of the program, but what could have been more important than the preservation of Caymanian history? Figuring out how we could create sustainable how we could have figured out how to create sustainable development, a ground master plan.
Environmental pressure, all of that.
All of these things, I don't even know if it's come to pass, but we were creating legislation to only allow, I think, Caymanians to fishing from the shoreline.
Yes, that was a discussion. I don't know. I need to come look at that to see exactly where that Minister of Sustainability was actually doing the shoreline fishing and what. And this is where the national ID came into play as well. Because who could do that was actually up for debate and discussion, and where it could be done. Because what we were seeing were actually people using nets and taking the little fries. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even the crustacean that hook on the rocks. Even the crustacean that hooks on the rocks. Not wilks. We're not talking about wilks.
People don't realize, again, how much that type of behavior is not Caymanian. I don't care what they say. I am one of the granddaughters of one of the greatest sea captains that ever lived. That is Captain Dallas Ebanks. And I'm telling you, my grandfather has fished them seas all of my life. Darn near over 60 years. One of the founders of Stingray City. My grandfather was one of the people who advocated for things like conch seizing, lobster seizing, marine parks, protected environment. He raised his family on the sea, from the sea. God bless my grandmother. She is not here. Right? But they had 6 children. They raised their 6 children basically from the sea. So preservation, my grandfather used to always say, we've been on that water since we could stand up.
But we didn't abuse it. We would say, go ahead.
Now get one more. Granddad, get one more. Granddad say, if I had took one more, it wouldn't be none left for you to come and get one more today. You gotta eat. You gotta eat more than tomorrow. But again,
it's principle.
Vision 2008, Sabrina, has addressed all of this, and I know there's some people probably wondering why this woman is so passionate about Vision 2008, because I have seen the gradual degradation of just everything and how much had we stuck to this trajectory, at least, Sabrina, we would have had a roadmap, or we had a roadmap of where we wanted to go.
Well, we still have it because all we have to do is modernize it now. It's not done. Yeah.
Ask the 19, right? What is plan is for Cayman? Ask the 19. This one more do this one more build a highway to heaven, the next one more build one to hell. This one more make sure that there's a pedestrian crossing in every major road. This one more to get build a bridge to East Jabib, and one more build 14 high schools. Like, all of this could have been addressed. We could have adequately planned for the population increase. We could have adequately planned for sustainable development. We could have adequately planned to ensure that there was access to low and medium and low income housing. We could have planned to ensure that
still do it, Colin.
We had the right
it's still there.
Infrastructure.
We can still do it. This is actually the blueprint for it. We can modernize in it because everything that is stated in here is actually relevant to today.
100%. 100%.
So you don't have to start from zero. We just modernize it.
And I don't disagree with you. We are darn near almost 20 years on from Vision 2008. And how many election cycles have we had since then? 2012?
It was 25 years divided by 4.
2021 and 2025. 4 election cycles since then. 4. And not one of them. It made its debut in 2001. We had Hurricane Ivan in 2024.
2004.
Sorry, 2004. You understand? We were shaken but not stirred. Okay? Shaken but not stirred. I think the international world looked on and said they have never seen a country recover as fast and as good as we recovered from Hurricane Ivan. Sabrina, that took a great deal of thought, a great deal of vision and planning, and somebody with great foresight at the helm. It had to be, Sabrina. It had to be. I'm not suggesting that this was one person's effort.
Collective.
I'm sure it was a collective, right? But somebody had to be steering the good ship, Cayman. Somebody had to be doing it, right? And until we as a country stop caring about who gets the credit and start worrying about the work getting done, we can find ourselves in this very, very, very precarious situation, and it's only going to get worse. I said it yesterday. You have people coming from developing countries, right, who have never enjoyed the quality of life as the worst off Caymanians in this country. And somehow they come here on 2 tours, bam, bam, they are on top of the world. Why haven't we stopped to evaluate why Cayman has been a pot of gold for everybody else, but only the top 10? I don't even know if it's the top 10. Only a hand-selected few get to eat from the land of milk and honey, it seems. The rest of us we so satisfied with crumbs and I get it sometimes, boy, well, something better than nothing. And I hear that.
But you don't have to settle for that. We shouldn't have to settle for that.
But look, but again, Vision 2008 spoke to this indirectly. It spoke to this indirectly. It addressed the issues. There's a specific part in there that spoke to the eventual degradation of the Caymanian way of life. It's talk to it, Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. Very
We
interesting.
don't just see it in,
Very.
and we don't just see it in the manners and the respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
We see it in architecture.
Yep.
We see it even in, okay, I telling you, and people can get offended, but this is a fact. In just about every supermarket in this country, there's the Asian section, the Asian aisle. You remember when they used to sell turtle meat in the grocery store?
Mm-hmm.
In the box?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that supply and demand doesn't allow that to happen, but again,
Where's the
why
local
is it-
section?
Where's the local
Besides
section?
the produce,
Why
which is a
it
small amount. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is it that cassava cake? Why is it that you can go out and you can buy chocolate cake, vanilla cake, German cake, all kind of things? You got cassava cake is a no. Let me just say this. No, I don't want on out there going mucking up things and calling it cassava cake because someone really do us dirty with that cassava cake. Why ain't no Cayman style? Let me be clear. My dearest grandmother, Grammy, my queen, I love you. You would be so disappointed with the mess you see around here, but I'm holding it down, Grammy. I am. I'm making sure they're getting it right. But what happened to that? What happened to that, Sabrina? What happened to bread, Duff? What happened to these things?
This
What happened to
Christine
these
immigration. Don, remember those days? Duff. Mm-hmm.
I darn near under 40. Under 40. Yes, I am. Under 40. I remember telling my children, God bless my grandma. But I remember my grandma making us something called a floor bed. It was my pleasure. Okay? What's a floor bed? A thing that my grandma sewed stuff with trash, like trash from the tree, from the coconut tree. She used to call it coconut trash. That's what she used to call it.
Mm-hmm.
She dry it and stuff it.
Mm-hmm.
God knows, when I think about sleeping on something like that now, Sabrina, I say, well, they had licked my head.
Mm-hmm.
But it was my joy.
Yeah. Remember we
My
coming back for
grandmother
plant and trash bed? Plant and trash.
Yeah. Right? My grandmother sewed our uniforms, not all the time, but she did a fair bit. My grandma's sewing machine still had a foot pedal.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't electric.
Oh, singer. Sewing machines. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's beautiful to sewing machine.
Beautiful. My grandmother had one. My aunt still has it.
My grandma, you know, my grandma graded her cassava by hand.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I am asking my family for is to give me my grandma's grader.
Oh, I gotta ask my aunt if she still has that one. Yeah, from my grandmother.
Right?
Yeah.
And that grader has been around down there all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I done grate my fingertips on that.
Yep, knuckles gone.
Right? But these are some of the simple things that we have either chosen or have become embarrassed.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, Sabrina, have become embarrassed about. Everywhere I turn, everywhere I go, somebody is. I post a lot of my cooking to social media. I ain't trying to make nobody hungry. I ain't trying to make nobody jealous. I know they be upset. Sometimes they say, how come you not invited me? I said, well, it's not that kind of thing. It's, my friend will say to me, hey, yo, I hear you can make rundown. Okay, come, let's go. Let's make it. Because I want it done right.
Mm-hmm.
Or what I know to be the right way. But simple things like that are food culture.
Andrew is saying, Siobhan, we should make you cultural ambassador for Cayman Islands, your heart and passion. And Kevin Walters actually say, why complaining? You should make someone put it on the market and keep your culture. Mm-hmm. And Damien Charles say that I like cultural diversity. And guess what? Miss Anita is commenting. So How can we go about seeing that this present government reviews and updates this very important document? That's the Vision 2008. She's asking that very
Miss Anita?
poignant
Miss Anita,
yeah.
I think it's
Question.
going to be you and me. It's going to be you and me. It's going to take the best bears from West Bay to do it because I just can't imagine. It pains my heart.
You got
This is not-
Ralston,
this is-
the Honorable Ralston. You got the Premier. You got Kathy Ebanks Wilkes. That's 3. You got Miss Julie Hunter. That's 4 from West
I
Bay
never met
alone.
them. I never.
But what I'm saying,
never
you
met
said you
them.
said the people
I
of
met
West
me
Bay.
and Miss Anita.
Mhm.
I met me
Okay.
and Miss Anita.
Oh, okay. People of West
Right?
Bay is what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, obviously, we're going to need their support. But
Mhm.
again, the same way that Mr. Truman, God bless his soul, was able to galvanize all of these Caymanians for their input on such an incredible piece of work. The same way that he was able to do that, then people still around. Miss Anita says she remember it. I saw Miss Joy, I think last week by her mother alive and well, praise the Lord. What we could do, wait until she died. Come on, man. Come on. We got Vision 2008, nothing done. The Orlando Ford report, nothing done. All of these things have created such deep, long-lasting negative impacts for failure of implementation and or execution. Sabrina, just too happy like this.
Yeah. Well, caller, I
This is
know
hard
you
to
had
be
a
like this.
commitment, and I got another one who
I
wants to
do.
read a poem for us, which I think is a huge treat to us, Who Your Mama Is. And I really would want to open up the lines for that, but I want to thank you for your
I
contribution.
will let
Yeah.
you go for sure. All right.
All right. Thank you, my love. So that WhatsApper, let me give that person a call so we can be treated by this poem. We have a poem that's called Who Your Mama Is. Let's see who's on the other side of who's on the other end of the line. Yep. Good evening, caller. Yeah, there's the voice. I think you got a little treat for us this evening. Who your mama is?
Mama is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something that I when I wrote this, right, it's something that I lament. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. But
I bet you I'm
yeah,
going to see my WhatsApp going up now, but saying, "Oh my God, hear that voice, hear that voice."
Yeah, so I wrote this poem some few months ago. I finished writing it because it was something that I always heard growing up. You know, you cross somebody and you say, "Well, who your mama is?" And then when you tell them who your mama is, they go back and they say, "Oh, well, your mama is a sister to so and 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 so." And then they can tell you who everybody is in your family. Worse if you're related to one, right? And I don't know. I find that it's something that's missing nowadays. I don't hear many people talking about it. I guess because we're so diluted. So I wrote this piece in honor of that phrase, that who your mama is. So how much time I have?
Go right ahead. 10 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes.
It can be like 25 minutes long.
Okay, we're not gonna have that much time, but go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Who your mama is? Who your mama is? That's the first thing they ask. They sit down on their step and loud fast as you pass. Who your mama is? What a question so bold. Does it seem name and bloodline worth more than gold? If you say Miss So-and-so, they nod and they smile. All right, child, your manners gonna last you a while. If you say nothing or stammer and bluff, them old heads gonna whisper, that breed must be rough. You see, who your mama is, that's how it start. A little question sweet, but boy, it hit like dart. It mark you, it chart you, It weigh up your name. It lift you high with pride or drag you in shame. It root you, it show you, it tell you line. Who your people be and if manners shine. It binds you, reminds you, it calls you kin. Open door to honor or shame to sneak in. So lean in close now and make me tell you this, because our story begins with who your mama is. Let me set up the scene for you now. Church bell done ring out. Pews nearly full. The ushers fan slowly, and the breeze feeling dull. Pastor clear each throat, scripture in his hand, and the choir hum softly trying to stand. Then through the doorway the girl slip in, hat brim pull low, dress neat at the pin. Hair neck crane, each fan miss a beat. Whisper crawl quick like fire through sheet. Children peep sideways at the deacon's screwed face. Who child is be walking up in this holy place? From front bench to back pew, eyes follow her tread, till Maud lean to Eva and the gossip start spread. Sister Pearl side eye Brother John before Sunday Mass, while Sister June point her lips at the gal as she pass. Miss Mary take her foot and tap Brother John's shoe, and that's when the question starts to cross the pew. Who that gal mama is? Comes out every mouth. They all try to whisper, but they might as well shout. The gal sit down quiet, kept her hat brim pulled low, but Eva start fasting 'cause Maud wants to know. The gal hear them whisper, it prick her like pin, 'cause in Cayman, your mama's your virtue or sin.
Mm.
So she bite down her lip, heart beating her chest, and call out every name, hoping silence the rest. The gal clear her throat, voice soft like a breeze. Miss Clarice, my mama, she said with ease. But Maud rolled her eye, flap her Bible shut tight. Clarice, Lord, that woman can't cook rice right. From backbench come a hiss. Clarice, oh no, she can't keep no man 'cause her breath be too raw. Then old brother Charlie said, and she brought my best chair and never buy it back, just sit down and stare. Clarice, called Sister Pearl, fan beating breeze. She borrowed my frock, never wash it full of grease. The usher leaned forward and whispered to his friend, and boy, she sing off key, mash up him now and then. Even the deacon peek over his speck. Make sense her child hide, Clarice life is a wreck. The gal starts sweating, at brim pull low. Ah, Clarice, I slip up. Is Miss Lurleen, you know. The church hum quiet, then a cough in the back. Then laughter bust loose like when one whip crack. Lurleen, gasped Eva, near drop her hymn book. That girl can't boil water, she can't even cook. Brother John shaky head, voice full of despair. And she still owe me a goat and the fence and the mare. Sister Mary kiss her teeth. Lurleen owe me rent. And when I asked for it, she said it done spent.
Mm.
And one little child shout out, she teeth mine go green and sell it back to me. All old Mr. Dean. The choir boy giggle, nearly mash up the song. Last time she lead him, it run 5 verse too long. The back pew shake up, people coughing in hand, but laughter keep creeping across all over the land. Pastor clear his throat, slam Bible one time. Brethren, hush yourselves, stay holy, stay in line. But Eva still whispering, and Maud wants to show that the Caymanian old heads not let nothing go.
Mm-hmm.
The girl swallow hard, voice cracking her throat. Not Lurleen, Miss Ida May, she raised me, please do it. For one blessed second, they didn't transgress. Then Maud bust out laughing. Ida May, what a mess. Sister Ruth shake her head. Ida May can't sew. Her hem fall out Sunday and her whole white slip show. Brother Dan whisper, and her salt beef too tough. Her cassava cake sweet, but the bottom stay rough. Then comes Sister June, voice sharp like a bell. And who run away with the last preacher? Don't you tell? Jokes bust the pew, fans beating the air. Half the choir near fainting past the choke on e prayer. The girl near trembling, voice pitched like a fife. Not Ida May, Miss Patsy. Give me life. The church gone dead still. One heartbeat, then two. Then Brother Dean shout, she drink pain, alright? It true? Sister Pearl holler, her bottle in her bag. She mix rum with swanky and she still going brag. The ushers look wet. Fans fly like wings. You remember that wedding when she danced on the rings? Brother Kenton leaned back. She drink out my flask and asked the good Lord for more rum in the cask. One choir boy snort, but she baptized my kite with white rum and Pepsi, like clean out of sight.
Mm.
The deacon near fall, grip tight on his chair. Last funeral she gone, she spiked the grave prayer. Laughter bust out. No hymn could be sung. The whole church collapsed, though the church bell done rung. Pastor stampy foot, Bible high in the air. Brethren, be still, show reverence and prayer. But the pews keep buzzing like bees in a comb. Who your mama is for true? Tell us who call you home. The girl lament sudden, near crying her skin. Not Patsy, Miss Gertrude's my mama within. Eyes fly across the church. Fans wave like a flame. Gertrude, the gambler, they all had exclaimed. Sister Mary cry out, she play card in the pew. Then Brother Joe ball, she owe me dominoes too. The usher man moan, she bet on the hymn and double the stakes when the church lights grow dim. Sister Josephine lean cross, whisper plain as can be. Gertrude flip Bible, start Psalm 23. She call out the verse, then mark down a slip. Say God send her number straight to her grip. Then Brother Paul yell out, she gamble on the tide. Till the sea would stay calm, but our boats wash out wide. The sexton groan loud, she bet against the rain. Now the church roof be leaking and I catch the pain. Old man George ball out, she bet on my cow. And when the cow lose, say I cheat somehow. Then one quiet girl, grinning from ear to ear. Miss Gertrude, pitch dice on this collection plate here. Pastor wipey sweat, voice cracking the fight. Brethren, compose yourselves, keep worship right. But pew after pew lean close with eyes wide. Tell us, child, who your mom is for true inside. The girl nearly break, words tumble like flame. Not Gertrude, not Patsy, Miss Lottie is the name. Hush bust the rafters, then whispers went fast. Lottie, the mannish one with dance that too crass. Sister Pearl whisper low, she broke out quadrille. Skirt hitch up high, show all her foot still. Brother Joe cackle, she court man by the score. From West Bay to East End and still wanted more. She sway at kitchen dance till morning light. Wind up on the sailors, hugging all them man tight. They love have two man, sometimes even three. One Braca, one East Ender, plus one from GT.
Mm-hmm.
She cuss out her husband and slam the door loud. Then turn around real sweet when there was a crowd. Lord, Lottie had fire. She couldn't keep still. The whole district be talking about her mannish will. The girl pipe up sudden, voice small but plain. Not Lottie, my mama, it's Miss Doreen name. Church going still, then eyes open wide. Doreen, the gossiper, Lord, we can't hide. She fast in your business, can't keep her tongue. She spread mix up quicker than when fire catch down. She tell tale the Monday and by Tuesday it grow, and by Wednesday she add parts that never go so. Big bunky Doreen with nose that's so long, and air body business, be it right or so wrong. She know who take man and who slip through back door. She counting your visitor and keeping the score. She peep through her shutters, she lean across wall. First the spread mix up and last the hair call. If secrets were gold, she'd spend 'em too free. And if the whole island talking it all start from she. The girl looked down quick while hiding her face. Miss Eunice, my mama, her home is my base. Gasp, sweep the church, fans wave in surprise. Eunice, that stingy one with penny pin eyes. Old stingy Eunice, she cut heavy cake small. One bite and it vanished, taste nothing at all. She hide nigga Bible deep down in her pan and tell every beggar, no, I ain't got none, man. She take the collection plate, smile sweet and grin, but somehow forgets to hand any money in. Lord Eunice stingy, pinch coins till they cry. She'd weigh out the sand when the breeze pass by. She sell turtle stew without any meat, just gravy and bone, call it special treat. And when chilly time comes, she serve cocoa tea. But the milk be so scarce that it look like the sea. Pastor raise his hand, voice nearly gone hoarse. Brethren, control your tongue, stay the Lord's course. But pew after pew lean forward and press. Tell us, child, who your mama is. Confess. The girl speak up, near ready to faint. Miss Claudette, she said, without a complaint. The church rolling now, fans fly in the air. Claudette, that nasty woman, Lord beware. Her clothes hang on line from last hurricane, and her curtains still brown with cockroach stain. Her kitchen smell rank and her pots black like tar. Lord nasty Claudette, she take it too far. She can't keep her house clean, floor full of grime. She sweep once a month and call that prime. Then Brother John bust out and laugh till he cried. Claudette bed stink, rats run race nearby. She bathe once a week, did that keep me fresh, but vulture fly low when she walk in the flesh. She wipe down her face, but never scrubs skin. The stink hold on tight like she come out the bin. The back view pinch nose, one usher near faint. Lord Claudette armpit smell like fresh oil paint. Sister Pearl wave her fan till it nearly broke. That woman's smell would make the Holy Ghost choke. The choir boy cough, near tumble from stand. Her scent mash up him, I can't hold up my hand. Even the pastor shift Bible cross face. Sweet Jesus, preserve this whole holy place. The girl screech sudden, voice crack like a whip. It's Bernie's my mama. Try and flip script. A noise flies again, fans wave an alarm. Bernie's that old thief, she full of charm. Mr. Dean laughed, beat he cane on the floor. Now Bernice, he holler, she thief my goat for. Swipe cassava and pumpkin from one next man ground. Then bless it twice quick before passing it round. Bernice so thief she rob church bake sale. Swap out the fresh beef patty and leave only stale. Her nose spread broad like one sail in the sky. And can point where the cassava thief running nearby. She slip in the raffle, take prize from the box, but then wearing the same frock with the tag on her socks. One man bawl out, she thief my goat kid. The whole church now roaring, near mash down the lid. Pastor clap pulpit, near begging he tone. Brethren, behave yourselves, leave her alone. But Eva lean forward, Maud pressing near. Tell us quick, girl, who your mama is clear. The girl start edge sideways, try slip through the pew. But voice chase behind her with we want no too. She spin round sudden, words fly like a spark. Miss Leona's my mama, the one with the mark. Leona? They gasp. That Virago dread? You fight breeze itself, lick storm in the head. They bust one man mouth clean in one market fight. Blood splash cassava, Lord God, what a sight. The carry stick broom like machete in her hand. One swing clear the yard, mash house like it's sand. Her bitch lick be hard, her sapapa ain't worse. Lord help the man who passed by when she cursed. The back pew duck low, watch Leona broom fly. One usher holler and she licking from sky. By a boy fall out seat, roll clear across the floor. Just remember Leona bust out market door. Sister Pearl swing her fan like broom in her hand. That woman cuss breeze, chase dog, cat, and man. Her mouth be so foul that it salt the sea twice. And still her tongue sharper than when machete slice. Her foot be so big it good for kick man. And her shoulder so broad like one cow from my land. Lord violent with Leona she tear through the place. Look, in past the hand garden he face. Past the ball louder, near begging his plea. Brethren, composure, let the word set you free. But even that poor brute couldn't compete with the roar. Every pew still chanting, who your mama for sure? The girl sigh heavy, voice tired and thin. Not Leona, my mama, is Miss Evelyn. Laughter bust rafters, fans wave like the sea. Evelyn, the Holy One, Lord have mercy. Evelyn wear fine clothes, sit front every week, but oh, every shop from West Bay to Creek. Her Sunday hat wide, block pulpit from view. Pastor preach Brian the whole sermon askew. They're holy on Sunday, eyes closed in prayer, but dance scandalous Saturday, skirt flying in the air. She lift hand in church, but whine till she bend. Evelyn start holy, but scandalous weekend. Evelyn pray loud, cry crocodile tear, but thief out the cake when the bake sale draw near. She shout hallelujah on Sunday morn, but backbite your name for the week in born. She walk with big Bible, tucked neat in her hand, but use it to cover her credit shop stand. To call down the spirit, shout loud, amen, but quarrel for pennies when plate pass again. She holy in church, voice sweet like a psalm, but cuss out her neighbor who cut down her palm. She sing rock of ages, eyes roll to the sky, but counting whom man sneaking out by and by. The congregation laughing, but they never see the sign. Passing Evelyn for faking, but doing the same kind. Pastor, wipey brow now, he flings sermon one side. Lord child, just tell us who your mama is, he cried. The girl face burned red, her foot start to stamp, her voice rise like thunder, wet, hot, and damp. And it done mash up church, sorry, and it done mash up church, all the hymn gone astray. Still, on the one fast who my mama is this day. And I love scandal people, and I laughing and I hiss. But tell me something now, who on the mama is?
Mm-hmm.
Because Clarice, she your auntie, that rice burning cook. And Lurleen, she your cousin, read your name in the book. Ida May, she your granny with the scandalous smile. And Patsy, she your godmother, rum jug all the while. Gertrude the gambler, now her raise up your twin. And Big Bunky Doreen, that one day you kin. And they say you stingy, but she your sister-in-law that hide her nigger Bible when you knock on her door. And they say Claudette nasty, but you her niece, so same blood. Now your house full of roach too and yard thick with mud. Bernice, the thief in one, you not telling no lie. But your own nephew one too, he fish from the sky. Leona, the violent one, broom in her hand. But didn't your own mother lick down her own man? And then one bash Miss Evelyn with her heart blocking. But she very own sister, you plays holy too. So go and point your finger, but don't forget one thing. Your own house be shake, own pot still swing. You want to laugh at my mama and then want jeer and hiss? But answer me now, who on the mama is?
Mm-hmm.
The girl square up her shoulders, fan drop from her hand. Her voice shake the rafters, the silence grip stand. She lift up her chin, words cutting like knife. In Cayman, we're all mama's child. That's the truth of life. So mind how you chatter and mind this, because tongue can cut both ways and leave long scar with hiss. You can't talk good, then hush your mouth tight. God will show in daylight what he see in the night. Even Pastor nod slow, Bible still and lips thin. Better take heed, brethren, take her message within. And with that, the girl sit down, fan back in hand, all eyes on her sudden, not a one of them wave fan.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sister Shelma cough and start shuffling her shoe. Well, I can't talk, and my mama thief too. She grab one pair green over my neighbor wall, then blame the man goat when it tumble and fall. Laugh broke the hush till Brother John sigh. My mama, Lord God, I can't even lie. She never bake bread without borrow flour. And if past the visit, she take half an hour. Not praying, not singing, but hiding rum jar. Cause she can't make him see how she love to go bar. Sister Pearl raised her hand, confessing aloud. My mama sell beverage, but that woman proud. She might water it down, half sugar and half lies. Yet she make sure all her children eat when they rise. The old head start nodding, their fans flapping slow. Each sharp tongue now soften, each start whispering low. One by one, they all start to admit mamas with fault and mamas with wit. Mamas who fight and mamas who play. Mamas who pray hard and the mamas who stray. Now the church start to settle, the lesson sweet and clear. No mama is perfect, but each still held dear. The church gone quiet, confession near end. But one bold voice rise up, not trying to offend. Pastor, you asked us about sin and disgrace, but every one of us got our own mama face. All us just done confess from pew to pew. So tell us now, Pastor, who your mama is too.
Mm-hmm.
The church drew their breath. You could hear a pin drop. Even the organ start stutter and stop. Pastor swallow hard. Voice came in low. My mama is old Miss Cleo, you know. He then cleared his throat, but the crowd leaning near, that they smell more mix up and they want to hear. She used to dance all night, the cuss sailor man, the thief fish from trap and birds from Calawan. And I remember this time she stole one goat kid, boiled soup, and then swear it was turtle she did. She left three men broke with their pockets all bare, and still wink sweet on 'em like she never care. And truth be told, brethren, I can't even dismiss. I still don't even know who my daddy is. One said a Bracker, one said a Scott, one said a seaman from one cargo lot. But mama just laughed and said, child, don't you mind, because really your pa could be any man in line. But listen, she fed me. She worked her bones sore. She kept me alive when we had no more. Call her sins if you want to. Call her wild, call her low. But still she's my mama, and that's all you need know. The congregation listened, once again laughed a bus. The pastor own mama's story was the was. Mr. Dean pipe up. Well, if Pastor Mama sin, who we is the judge? We all mix up kin. The church laughed joyous, fans clap like drum. Even Pastor was smiling as confessions all come. The organ swelled sweet, voices filling the air. Pretense turned to worship, gossip turned to prayer. The girl now stand tall, voice firm and words true. My mama is mine, that's enough too. So next time you ask, don't use it to diss. Remember the love behind who your mama is. The church all laughed soft, but nodded in pride, because every Caymanian know deep down inside, mamas may stumble, mamas may fall, but asking their name still binds us all. Who your mama is? She's sinner, she's saint. She's strong and she's weak, and she's sweet and she's quaint. But mama still mama, and Cayman so small that one mama name is a story for all. So answer when questioned, if you head with heart light, because Cayman done show its truth plain and bright. We laugh and we fast and fuss and we kiss, but always be proud of who your mama is. Thank you.
Let me tell you, they're just in awe. We gave you the floor and
Cut!
people are asking, where can we get our hands on this poem? I mean, they're just going crazy over this. Congratulations to you. What's the story behind
you.
it? I mean, you're Mr. Secret anyhow, but there has
Thank
to be
you.
a bigger part. And I mean, it just ties in this Vision 2008, which for the record, guys, people are just going crazy. They are loving it. I'm just so happy that this space is definitely yours, is ours, because this is unsolicited. It aligns so nicely into who we are as a fabric. Someone says it could even make a Netflix series. You know, this is really depicting who we are. It's history. Andrew says this is like on the, well written, and it's depictive of our Caymanian culture to the T. I mean, this is just amazing. If you want to share some more, I mean, might as well, because we're going to have to do a part 2 of the show, because this is that important that we got to get into the environmental pressures of this document. But how fitting, because of what we're trying to preserve as our culture right now. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I mean, the love is just being somebody, Miss Valerie saying, please publish this. Yes. And Melita saying, on the one mama bowl.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my gosh. So I'm just so happy. Would you say this is an exclusive? We heard it first. It made its first debut here. Is that what it is?
Well, I would be lying if I said I hadn't recited it before.
Okay.
But I've sent it to other people to ask them, because what you think and that kind of thing. Because I mean, I love to write, but this piece is special to me because, again, like I said, I miss the days when you could just buck up somebody and you talk. I mean, I remember my first job. I was working as an intern.
To that caller,
And,
I can't add you because they're calling straight.
Oh.
And that's our friend Michelle, and I'm quite sure she wants to weigh in on this. But I'd have to call her. But go ahead. I don't want to cut you.
Yeah, no, I was saying that, I remember one time when I was a young man, I was working as an intern in a business, and this woman called in, and she was calling for my boss.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to her. I was like, unfortunately, my boss is in, and you could just hear this woman. She's like, yeah. Tell me something now. Tell me something, young man. Who your mama is? And I said, oh, I don't think you might know my mama, but my mama name is so and so.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman could give me the whole rundown: who she married to, who her cousin is, who her great grandmother is, and how she thinks she's second cousin to the wife of the aunt. She went through the whole history, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that is a part of our culture that's disappearing, and it's something that I miss. It's something that I would like to see come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just wrote this sort of in honor of that.
Congratulations.
And also,
to you.
us Caymanians, we love gossip.
Yeah.
So.
Hold on. Let me see if I can merge Miss Shelma here. Hold on. Hold on. I want to add you. Don't call back, Shelma. Don't. I have to add you. Don't. Shelma, just hang up. I'm trying to add her. Just let me do it here. 1 second. But kudos to you, my love. Where is she? There we go.
Oh, there's one last part to the poem I have to read. It's a disclaimer part I added just to
Okay.
make cover my bases.
Mhm.
Now, brethren, take note before gossip take flight. This was only a story, not gospel tonight. No mama called, no family disgrace.
Mhm.
If likeness appear, it was chance, not case. So smile and remember as Cayman folk do. A tale bring a laugh, but no shame for you.
Oh.
So that's my disclaimer. This is supposed to be nobody, based on nobody. Please don't sue me. Don't sue Sabrina. Don't sue nobody.
I think there's
Yeah.
lots of love. I think Michelle is on the other end. Hello, Michelle.
Hello. Did I heard Uncle Alfred? He turned a poetry man now.
You hear
But tell him
that?
that was beautiful. Tell him that. Did he call my name? I thought I heard him say something about Shalma.
No, because
No?
you're on. You're both on. I've merged the call. So he's hearing
No.
everything you're saying.
No, but I mean, when he was saying the poetry, I thought maybe I was hearing things. I don't know.
No,
I'm calling up all those names.
I don't think Shelma was that. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, well, I'll soon be home by Saturday, God willing.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple of more days here.
Okay.
But say he won't go home too.
Okay.
So, anyway, I'll talk to you guys when I get back.
All right. No worries.
But that was beautiful.
Oh, see, he's hearing you. He's hearing you, my
Thank
love.
you, Michelle, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle, man.
Yes, sir. It was long, but good.
None of the characters in the poem were based on anybody in real life. They were just names.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
That's okay. All right. Okay. Later.
All right. Love you like food, Michelle,
Okay.
man.
Love
Hope to
you
see you
too.
back
Okay.
soon.
Okay. Take care. Okay.
Bye.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
I hear we got another dead poor old Bradford Corner dead last night. Now I say, boy, I tell you, the dead angel is wrong. Came on.
Oh, wow. Well, we are getting
Yeah.
our thoughts and prayers.
Bonnie called me and told me that you in the hospital in critical care. And 5 minutes back, she called me back crying. Her Uncle Bradford dead.
Oh, Lord.
So only 2 brothers left out of 7 now.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Well, all right.
You know him, Bradford Corner, that one police force. You know,
Yeah,
should
I
know him.
Yeah, I do.
He's Albert, and then he's Shem and them dad. I can't remember, you remember what Shem dad in, but it's only Shem and Albert left now. He's Tasha that works credit union, that her uncle.
Okay.
Beautiful little daughter.
Oh,
Good, Joey, a good friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
we respect their family during this time, and our thoughts and prayers go out
Mhm.
with them. But thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing that with us.
All right, okay.
Take care, Michelle.
All right, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay, bye.
Sure. Connie says to share her love as well. Yeah.
Tell her, same here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, there we have it.
Tell Jimbo hi too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All of them. Lots of love being shared to you, Michelle.
Yeah.
See you
All right,
soon.
okay.
Safe travels back.
Okay, thanks. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Yes. Let me tell you something, caller. Thank you so much for sharing that. Even though we went in a different direction, it all is a part of who we are. And I thank you for setting that tone. It definitely even makes me want to definitely go more into exactly this Vision 2008, because we're seeing what's coming out and the pride that we still have. And I'm not giving up hope. I know that we can, as Miss Anita is asking, what do we have to do as a Cayman society to make sure that we hold this administration accountable for getting this document revised? And this is why it's important for us to go through this document, tell people what is in this document from 1999, the Vision 2008, so that when we're asking for revision, modernization, we'll know exactly where we're coming from to understand where we need to go. But caller, I want to thank you for participating. I want to thank you for your contribution. I want to wish you all the best of this. I think based on the feedback that we're getting right now, don't tweak that anymore, my love. That needs to be, you need to lock that down, get your copyrights on that, and you need to lock that in and put that out there. Congratulations to you. Don't share it out anymore. You got to protect your work.
I count you as one of the few that I send it to that I trust that I can.
You don't have to
so
worry,
you have
my
a written
sweet.
copy for yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that, my sweet. Yes, yes, yes. But you make sure
All
you
right,
protect
take
your
care.
work necessary to protect it, and we'll be more than here to help you catapult that launch and see that maybe on one of the stages one of these days. It'll be interesting because I actually had the visual of it being in a church with them old fans. Remember Miss Bride Arts with them big hats? Yeah, I can see this actually becoming a real thing. But thank you so much, my love. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for giving me the floor. Take care.
Sure.
Good night,
Take
everyone.
care. Good night. Now that's what you call, oh, what did I do? Sorry. Yeah, that's what you call this is your space. You see, it's becoming its own. But yes, that brings us to the end of this episode of Sabrina Speaks that will have to continue tomorrow as we dig deeper into the Vision 2008 document so that we can continue to educate ourselves, let you know what was in this document in layman's terms. So with the push, and Miss Anita, if you want this document to be modernized, making it one of the key things that at least you get some sort of commitment from this administration, it's going to take the will and the push of the people for today. We all have our elected representatives. It is very easy for you to get your hands on this document. Yeah, it's very easy for you to get your hands on this document. So to say that it's not worth revisiting is an understatement because every ministry is actually so far from what I'm seeing for what I have. And you can be the final judge of that tomorrow when we wrap up this Vision 2008 document, how all ministries are actually being reflected in this, from tourism to sustainable development to health to finance, education, WORC, border control, home affairs, all of it is in there. And modernizing it, you already got the head start. So let's see, with the power of you, the support of each other, spaces like this, trust me, they're listening. So Miss Anita, not all hope is lost. Not all work is dusty. We can resurrect it. And we have started that today. As a matter of fact, it started yesterday. So we will continue the conversation. Your participation is key. And right now, what everyone should be doing is either sending a WhatsApp, trying to reach out to their elected representative, composing an email, and just flood it. Revisit Vision 2008 document. Let's see how we can modernize this. And this is not talk. We're going to bring this into action. This is the only how we're going to show. And if they really say this is participatory and you all are being listened to, we respect your ask, we respect your feedback, this is the true test of exactly your participation and what it means to them. So yes, Miss Anita, it has begun. And we have a document that is the foundation. We can modernize it. But I want to thank you all for joining me on this episode of Sabrina Speaks. And tomorrow we will definitely continue. Yes, we will continue this because I want to actually deliver this. I've done the work. I've taken the time to put it in. I've actually put it in layman's terms, comparison of where we're coming from and where we are today and how it's relevant today. So I want to finish it myself. But again, your feedback is critical. So tomorrow we will continue this conversation right here on Sabrina Speaks. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this link with your friends and family. Tell them to weigh in on it. And if they didn't know what was in this document in layman's terms, or, it's here. It's right here. Have a good night. Be safe, everyone. Love you lots. Till tomorrow. Take care.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, Cayman, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.